Something happened to a woman in South Carolina that she still cannot fully explain. She had grown the same gardenia for 11 years. Same spot, same soil, same watering routine. 11 years of thick green leaves and almost no flowers. And then one spring, she walked outside and stopped dead. The entire plant was covered in white blooms. Dozens of them, all opening at once. The fragrance hit her from 10 feet away. Nothing had changed. She had not done anything new. And that is exactly what made it so strange. Because here's the thing most people never ask. If nothing changed, why did it bloom? The answer to that question is not what you expect. And it completely changes how you need to think about this plant. Later in this video, we are going to get to one specific nighttime signal that either unlocks your gardenia completely or shuts it down cold. Most gardeners go their entire lives without knowing it exists. To understand why that gardenia suddenly bloomed, you have to go back much further than South Carolina. You have to go back to subtropical Asia. Gardenia jasminoids did not evolve in an American backyard. It evolved across southern China, Japan, and Vietnam, in humid mountain valleys, in forests with very specific seasonal rhythms, wet seasons and dry seasons, warm days and genuinely cool nights. And here is what that history means for you right now. That plant in your yard is not just a decorative shrub. It is carrying thousands of years of biological programming inside it. Programming that is still running, still listening, still waiting for specific signals from the environment. Most people treat gardenias like they treat petunias. Water it, fertilize it, give it some sun. And when it does not bloom, they blame the soil or the weather or the plant itself. But here is what most people do not realize. The gardenia is not struggling. It is waiting. And it is waiting for something very specific. Scientists who study flowering physiology call it a thermal cue, a temperature signal so precise that without it, the plant will grow perfectly, look perfectly healthy, and produce almost nothing. What is that signal? And why does almost nobody talk about it? Here is the reveal that changes everything. Gardenias do not bloom because of what happens during the day. They bloom because of what happens at night. Horticultural research has identified a specific nighttime temperature window that acts almost like a switch inside this plant. When nighttime temperatures consistently fall between roughly 60 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit, something shifts in the gardenia at a cellular level. Bud development activates. The plant begins building toward bloom. But when nights stay above 70 degrees for extended periods, nothing happens. The plant grows. It looks healthy. It produces no flowers. Think about what this means for a moment. All those summers you watered perfectly and fertilized on schedule and watched your gardenia sit there silent. It was not broken. It was not deficient. It was waiting for a signal that the warm nights never sent. And this is where it gets unexpectedly interesting. Gardeners in the Carolinas and Georgia often get spectacular spring blooms without doing anything special. Meanwhile, gardeners in coastal Florida fight for flowers every year despite doing everything right. The difference is almost never technique. It is almost always nighttime temperature. The woman in South Carolina? That year, spring came late and stayed unusually cool for longer than normal. Her gardenia finally received the signal it had been waiting 11 years to get. She did not grow a better gardenia. The climate briefly gave her plant exactly what it needed. But the nighttime signal is only half the story. Because there are two more hidden factors silently working against gardenias in most American gardens. And what makes them dangerous is that neither one looks like a problem at first. The first one is light. Walk into any garden center in the country and ask where to put a gardenia. Most employees will say shade. And they are not entirely wrong. But that incomplete answer has cost gardeners years of blooms. Gardenias need 4 to 6 hours of direct morning sun. Morning sun specifically. East-facing exposure. The kind of light that arrives soft and energizing and fades before the afternoon heat builds. Give a gardenia deep shade all day, and it will grow lush and green and absolutely silent. The second factor surprises almost everyone. Soil pH. Gardenias are acid-loving plants. Their ideal range is between 5.0 and 6.5. In a lot of American soils, the pH drifts too high. And when that happens, the gardenia cannot absorb iron properly. The leaves begin to yellow. The plant shifts from growing into surviving. And a plant in survival mode does not bloom. Many gardeners spend years trying new fertilizers, moving their plant around the yard, never suspecting the soil itself is the locked door. A pH test from any garden center costs a few dollars. Fixing it with an acidifying fertilizer takes minutes. That one discovery has transformed completely silent gardenias into heavy bloomers for gardeners across the country. Now we need to talk about the experience that breaks gardenia growers more than any other. Bud drop. You have been watching your plant for weeks. You see the buds forming. Small, tight, perfect. You get genuinely excited. And then, almost overnight, they start turning brown. And they fall. One by one. Before a single flower ever opens. What is actually happening is a stress response. When soil moisture swings from wet to bone dry and back again, the plant reads that as instability and drops its buds to conserve energy. The same thing happens with humidity. Gardenias want the relative humidity around them above 50%. Forced air heating in winter can push indoor humidity down to 20 or 25%. That dry air pulls moisture directly from forming buds. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. A shallow tray of pebbles with water under the pot. A small humidifier nearby. Gardeners who try this after years of bud drop often describe the next bloom cycle as feeling like a completely different plant. There is one final piece to this story. And it is the one that explains why so many gardeners get a great bloom once and then almost nothing for years afterward. They prune at the wrong time. By late summer, the stems that grew earlier in the year are already loaded with next year's flower buds. Invisible, microscopic, but there. When you prune in August, September, or fall, you are removing every single one. And when spring comes again, the plant has nothing ready to open. The window is specific. Prune immediately after blooming ends in late spring to early summer. That gives the plant the entire rest of the growing season to load next year's stems. Gardeners who make this switch describe the following season as the best bloom they have ever seen from that plant. Not because anything dramatic changed, because they finally stopped undoing the work the plant had already done. The woman in South Carolina never figured out exactly what happened that spring. She still calls it a mystery. But it was not a mystery. Her gardenia had been working toward that moment for a long time. It just needed one cool spring to finally say what it had been holding back. That plant is still there. And it has bloomed every year since. Which part of this story do you think has been holding yours back? Leave it in the comments.